Hey everyone, so how are we all doing? Okay, let's just get this out there. Everything I say in this video is my opinion and mine alone. Please feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. With that said, let's get into this video, shall we? Okay, so I want to reach out to the anti-KJ community. Now, I know that you're passionate about what you do. I know that you're passionate about exposing Katie and making sure people know exactly who she is and what she does. I don't like Katie. Okay, no. I don't like the things that Katie does. I don't know Katie enough not to like her. I definitely do not know enough about her to hate her, which would take so much more energy than would be worth it anyway. But here's the thing. There are some people who are so passionate about exposing Katie and trying to get her off the platform generally, that they're willing to exploit other people's stories, to take another person's trauma and weaponize it against Katie. And this is wrong. This is wrong on so many levels. When you're going after Katie for talking about David, you know what I'm talking about, David Dobrik, and you're having a quick go at Katie for talking about that situation. But everyone is talking about that situation. So to go after Katie for talking about it has no sort of means to it, has no justification to it. Now, if Katie was to, let's see, if Katie was to go after Charlotte tomorrow, now, before you freak, I love Charlotte. Charlotte is as the kindest, sweetest heart you could imagine. But if Katie went after Charlotte tomorrow, there would be justification in calling her out for it. But right now, everyone, literally, the world and their dogs are talking about David Dobrik and Dirty Dom and their friends. So there's no justification in going after Katie for that. And to start ranting about how I thought Katie was talking about 15-year-olds, but these 20-year-olds are old enough to make their own minds up. You're taking someone's SA, turning it on them to weaponize against Katie. This makes absolutely no sense. I don't like the things that Katie does. I don't like the things that Katie says, 9 times out of 10. But all you're doing is making her look like she's right. And is that really what you want? Do you want Katie to have reasons to be calling you out as trolls? Because attacks like this makes people look like they are trolls and they're trolling her and that she's right when 9 times out of 10 she's not right. But somewhere along this line, people are losing the end goal. You're forgetting what the fight was about. And for some of you, you're probably already thinking, where did this even start? Why did this even start? Because it's just one excuse after another without having actual reason. The excuse and the reason are on two different ball games. On one hand, you've got to talking about David Dobrik, and you've got 30, 40 other people there. On the other hand, she's calling a 10-year-old brat. And you're angry. So you take that anger, you push everyone else off the other game, and you find another reason to attack her. But the reason is wrong, so it drowns the actual real reason. And nobody remembers what they were actually angry about with her. When I started my channel, I wanted to be true to myself. And I told myself, if I make a mistake, I will own up to it. If I see that I've made a mistake and nobody else has seen it, I'm still going to own up to it. I'm not going to sit in the shadows and hide from a mistake. But if I see someone making up their own narrative to attack Katie with that has absolutely no justification for it, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to say so. And if I didn't, then I would be as bad as Katie. I have to be true to myself and who I am. And I try to be the best person I can be. And I teach my kids to be the best person they can be. And that means admitting to mistakes. Just a few days ago, my children were brought down to get dressed and go to school. We was brushing my daughter's hair. Now, my daughter is 4 years old. And we noticed that we can't flatten down her fringe very well. And we take a closer look. And it's been cut. And I'm thinking, what the has gone on here? And my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old share a room. They love to share a room. They don't like sleeping alone. They sleep better together. They're very loving towards each other, and they like to cuddle up in bed. So we turn to my son, who is 6, and say to him, AJ, what happened to Alcime's hair? Um, um, did she cut it? Did you cut it? He had 2 reasons why he cut her hair. His first reason was because it was in her eyes. His second reason was he was trying to make her look pretty. Now, I could have had 2 reactions to this. I could have shouted and screamed and called him all the little under the sun. I could have just gone nuts generally, but instead I sat down with him and I explained to him that he's not allowed to cut his sister's hair, and his sister's hair doesn't need to be as short as his. On a side note, only 2 days before, my little boy had had his hair cut, so he was fully in the mindset of, my hair looks nice now it's cut, so my sisters will too. So I sat down with him, I sat him on my knee, and we talked about all the different reasons why he shouldn't have scissors in his bedroom, and why hiding the scissors was naughty. And then we had a discussion about why cutting her hair was naughty. He was so sorry. And would you have done any good shouting at him? His little face when he was saying, Mommy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was trying to make her look pretty. Broke my heart. Because he thought we were going to shout at him. And we try not to shout. There is no means to an end with shouting. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is he knew that he could tell me the truth and I wouldn't get mad. When he lies and everyone gets annoyed, there is no end to the situation. My point is, if we're making up rumours about Katie, how do we get to the end of the situation the way we want it to end? The way it needs to end? By making things up? By using other people's traumas as a weapon? Is only showing people that what Katie says is true. When Katie says they're just trolls making up lies about me, she's right. Because this Joanne person is pushing the narrative that she's wrong in what she's saying about these girls. This one girl who was actually R-worded. So, with that in mind, whole thing is just becoming one big vicious circle that will never end, because she will still have people supporting her because they see that Joanne lied. And if Joanne is making up lies, then maybe there are other people too. Personally, I haven't seen other people myself. If I did, I would have called them out by now. And how do you get Katie to face up to her mistakes if she's been accused of things that she hasn't done? Or if we're having a go at her for talking about something that 300 people are talking about? How many commentary channels right now are talking about David Dobrik? There are more than 20. I would be surprised if Katie didn't talk about David Dobrik. But to attack her for talking about this awful situation these young girls have been put in by him, to attack her for doing that when she's doing things that are much more serious. You've forgotten what the fight started for. You've forgotten why you started having a battle with Katie. If you can't remember why the battle started, how are these new people who are coming into the situation to know what are facts and what is bullshit? Where does one begin and the other one end? What good is the lies when the truth is so much worse? So please, look at what the situation is. Think about how you see this ending. Because right now, people are looking at the situation, they're seeing the lies. And the moment they figure out their lies, they're going to swap sides. They're going to move and back Katie because they've seen the truth. They see 30 to 40 people, maybe 100, 200, talking about David Dobrik, Dirty Dom. You can't go with her for that. It's wrong. And it's only going to go against you. It's only going to go against the community. And with that, I am going to call it quits, because there is nothing else that I can explain. I can only hope that you hear what I'm saying and you understand it. I'm not trying to have a dig at anybody. We just need to stop with the lies and the attacks that mean nothing. The attacks that are going to cause more problems in the end. So, with that, have a good one, guys. Good night.